Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's May 5th, 2023. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to hit the button to subscribe. And most importantly, just share this with one person you know in your life, in your circle, in your sphere of influence, who really wants to shape their experience when it comes to the workplace, who really cares about experiencing joy at work. Never know, this may help them. So, today I want to deviate a little bit from metaphor and some of the other things we've been talking about and just spend a few minutes thinking about and talking about experience. Some people offer that John Dewey said, we don't learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. And it's kind of not certain whether he did say those words or not. But John Dewey, the pragmatist, wrote a lot about experience, he wrote a lot about context. And when we study his writings, we do know that experience was important to him. And like many pragmatists and process thinkers and philosophers, experience or the events we go through are objects. They're things, they're processes, excuse me, that we need to stop and reflect on. And so many of us just don't take the time to reflect on our experience because that causes anxiety. Like stopping to reflect on kind of what happened to us can, be something that causes great anxiety because who knows what you'll find. But it is a difference maker, and it's hard to learn when we don't reflect on our experience. You see, when we reflect on our experience, there are two aspects to it. There's the what we experience, like what did I actually experience? What actually did I go through in this situation? And then there's how the experience made me feel and how I acted. So there's the how of the experience. And when we take the step to reflect on our experience, we have the opportunity to almost tease it apart and see those two aspects of what happened, what I experienced, and how I went through the experience. And this gives us the opportunity to learn more about the experience, like what caused me to have this experience. For instance, what might have upset me, and why is this upsetting to me, and why should it be upsetting to me? There's so many times in the workplace that things happen to people and they just respond and react and do things and never really take the time to pause and say, why did this occur to me? And we just move on to the next thing. We do this both as individuals and we do this as groups as well. And so I'm convinced that if we don't take the time to reflect on our experience, it's very difficult to learn. It's very difficult to develop. It's very difficult to engage in any meaningful change. People often ask me, like, what's the number one thing I need to do if I want to begin to develop and grow as an individual? And I'm convinced that while there are many things one could do, I think introspection is such a key and important thing to do. And part of introspection is reflecting on our experience. So, again, we don't learn from experience, it's not guaranteed, it's not a given. The only way you learn from his experience is if you take the time to reflect on it, to understand it, and then allow our experiences to inform what we do going forward. So think about this as you go into this weekend and go into the next week. Take some time to reflect on your experience. Maybe write a journal or just take a walk and think about what has happened. But reflection on our experience is key to learn. It's how we understand ourselves, and it's also how we begin to take ownership of the things that we can own. All right, hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time. Be safe.